Honorable Vice Chairman, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's a very important bin, and already two senior colleagues of mine, Shri Ram Kumar Verma ji and Shri P. Wilson ji, has already spoken about the section 17B and 16B, and I'll not be repeating the same. I stand here to support the bill. I stand here with an intention that the judges of the High Court and the Supreme Court should be taken care of, and this clarification will help in terms of removing any doubts whatsoever with the insertion of 17B and 16B in the respective acts. Vice Chairman, sir, I would like to take this opportunity to also raise a few matters of introspection, reflection, as well as in terms of suggestion. Firstly, I would have to have a request for the Honorable Union Minister of Law that there is a pending proposal for a permanent bench in the western part of Odisha that has been pending for quite some time. I hope that the Honorable Union Minister would consider it favorably and take action on that, which would help to provide greater justice, access to justice in the western part of Odisha. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Union Minister that after he has come in, there has been a flurry of appointments in the Supreme Court and the High Courts, and the Collegium, headed by the Honorable Chief Justice of India, has also been very prompt in taking steps forward in this direction. It will also probably help in terms of reducing the pendency of cases and providing greater access to justice. Please. Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, I would like to take this opportunity also to raise an important matter, which is about increasing cases of attacks on the judiciary. You find in the media as well as in the social media, there are several attempts from various factors in order to create an impression that the judiciary is not impartial. Our basic fundamentals of the Constitution stand on the basic premise that there is an independent judiciary. So therefore, these repeated attacks on the judiciary, either through media or social media, is unwarranted, and we should be very careful, and the Union Minister should also take care to see how we can further protect and see that such sullying attitude should not be done against the Indian judiciary. I'd also like to speak about the Indianization of the judiciary. We still have a colonial hangover. The kinds of court procedures and the language and the words are so difficult at times that for a common layman to be able to understand justice from a common layman's perspective is very difficult. There is a need to provide and use regional languages at the lower courts so that the common man can have access to justice and is able to understand justice in layman terms. There seems to be a colonial hangover that does not allow for providing and taking into account those social realities as they stand today. I'd also like to take this opportunity to speak about the necessity to appoint more judges, both at the High Court as well as the lower courts. I will not again repeat the degree of pendency of cases. It is understood and widely acknowledged. I hope the Honorable Union Minister will take care of that. There is a need to increase access to legal aid. Today, the poor in this country who need social justice need to be provided free legal aid. Free legal aid in terms of philanthropy, in terms of being a pro bono kind of cases. Those things are something that are seen most in the western part of this world rather than in India. There needs to be a greater amount of thought process behind it to increase it. The issue of under trials languishing in jails. This is something that comes up every now and then in the newspapers and in the television and the media. There are under trials who are there for last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and even after that they are waiting for justice. I think if justice delayed is justice denied, then those under trials also need to be taken care of and we need to expedite justice for them as well. I would like to close with one specific aspect, that is the need for a national and state judicial infrastructure authority. This is something which is necessary if we want to really create infrastructure that can take care of the judicial workload that requires in our country. In a country of 1.3 billion people, Vice Chairman, sir, we have very limited access to information, very limited access to infrastructure, and very limited access to the number of judges. If we do not have appropriate infrastructure, both at the national and the state levels, we will be not doing justice to the true sense of what this was actually meant to be. So therefore, I propose that there should be national and state judicial infrastructure authorities in the NILs of NALSA and SLSAs. In closing, Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Union Minister for taking this opportunity, for bringing about this bill, to thinking and clarifying the doubts that are there. But I also believe that the way the justice is progressing, we need to expedite it, and to do that, the appointment of more judges, expeditious clearing of files and cases is necessary. And most importantly, I'd again like to thank the Honorable Union Minister for expeditious appointment of judges at the Supreme Court, that today there is only one specific position left vacant, and there seems to be an expeditious thinking in this process. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sasmit Patra ji. Next speaker, Shri Prabhakar